श्याम, तुझे पता है तुम्हारे बाबूजी को कभी प्यार का पैगाम भेजना ही नहीं आया।
क्या कहती हो शाबू की माँ?
और क्या, आपको जब भी प्यार जताना होता था हिंदुस्तान का झंडा भेज देते थे।
माँ जानती हो बाबूजी ने सबसे ज्यादा प्यार किससे किया है? इस मुल्क से, इस देश से।
मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन। मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन। इसके वास्ते निसार है मेरा तन मेरा मन। ऐ वतन ऐ वतन ऐ वतन, जाने मन जाने मन जाने मन। ऐ वतन ऐ वतन ऐ वतन, जाने मन जाने मन जाने मन। मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन। इसकी मिट्टी से बने तेरे मेरे ये बदन, इसकी धरती तेरे मेरे वास्ते गगन। इसने ही सिखाया हमको जीने का चलन, जीने का चलन। इसके वास्ते निसार है मेरा तन मेरा मन। ऐ वतन ऐ वतन ऐ वतन, जाने मन जाने मन जाने मन। मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन। अपने इस चमन को स्वर्ग हम बनाएंगे, कोना कोना अपने देश का सजाएंगे।
4 minutes in the first instance, 1 bell, and on 5 minutes you have to close, failing which there's a pattern followed in some of the lit fests. You start the drum rolling. So we'll switch off your mics if that doesn't work. I'm afraid we'll follow the norm, and I believe we are following the norm of code 14. We start on time. So here we go. We start with the public debate, and the first candidate, Mr. Bhaskar. for the post of secretary. Mr. Bhaskar. It seems you will have to pass over. So we gave a chance, you've called it out twice. Mulzim hazir or varieties. But be that as it may, then the next candidate is Mr. Huda, Anil Kumar Huda. Welcome.
I'm keeping time. Okay.
Respected Chairman and members of the Election Committee, respected seniors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all in this August gathering. Myself, Anil Huda, contesting for the post of Honorary Secretary in this esteemed Bar Association. Friends, I was enrolled as a lawyer in the year 1999. Previously, you have showered your blessings and elected me as member executive in 2008-9 and as joint secretary in 2010-11 during the tenure of one of the legends of the bar, Mr. Ram Jethmalani ji. Friends, as you all know, that a chamber for any practicing lawyer is a necessity. The chambers in the current additional building of Supreme Court are lying vacant, as same are not allotted after 3 years of inauguration of the new building. The reason for the same was lack of zeal shown by the previous executives in general and previous chief executive officers, that is the secretaries in particular. It looks as if this was not on the agenda of 2 candidates contesting against me, who were secretary and the joint secretary in the present executive committee. Friends, I am also among the 500 proposed allottees list issued by the Honorable Supreme Court, having applied for chamber in 2004. Friends, I assure this August gathering that if elected, we will resolve the issue of allotment of chambers as early as possible, but not later than 3 months of the next executive committee taking over. I assure you that we will get the allotment of at least 500 chambers and cubicles. Friends, in 2019, at the time of Bhumi Pujan, there were 2 blocks of chambers. One where the present chambers have been built, and the other block, which have now been converted into utility block, having 8 big halls, was also the chamber block, where easily cubicles can be constructed. Initially, 500 chambers were there, but later on it was told that there are chambers for 500 lawyers. Thus, the number of chambers was reduced to half. Friends, the contest on my post is between the haves and have-nots. No secretary can fight for chambers in front of his uncle judges. Otherwise, the chambers must have been allotted by now. So, I am ready to fight for allotment of chambers. Are you? Friends, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate to see last week when I was present at the cremation ground that the secretary and the joint secretary has forgotten the tradition of sending a wreath on the demise of our respectable member through someone in the executive committee or even the staff to pay a final adieu to him. It is often said that bar and bench are wheels of the same chariot, but I think today it is done. All SCBA functions should be organized in the auditorium in the new building, and the money saved should be utilized for welfare schemes. A mini hospital to be started at the earliest, which was approved in October 2019, had this mini hospital been in place, which was 2 months project, so many of our members would not have lost their lives. The issue of sequence of hearing of matters in the morning, even after issuance of the final cause list, is creating a lot of problems for the lawyers. The same will be resolved. Starting of parking facility at new building complex at the earliest, so that the parking. I will end with the couplet.
Thank you, Mr. Huda. Mr. Rahul Kaushik now, only the first bell, Rahul, will go at 4 minutes and then 5 minutes final, yeah. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Jaideep Gupta, learned senior advocate, chairman of election committee, and other respected members of the election committee. First of all, I wish to express my gratitude to all the members of SCBA for electing me Joint Secretary of SCBA for 3 terms in 2016-17, 17-18 and last year in 2021. It was a tough last year and very painful to lose many members due to COVID, and they can never be forgotten and the corridors will never be the same. During last year, I had worked with utmost sincerity for the welfare of members of the bar, which you would have seen when I was available throughout the COVID vaccination in Supreme Court during the peak of COVID last year for members and their family members, and otherwise also was available throughout the year to solve the problems faced by the members, be it registry or any other problem. I had filed an application last year on behalf of SCBA before the Supreme Court when members were facing difficulty in getting admission in hospitals and shortage of oxygen was there at the time of COVID. Last year, financial assistance was also provided to young members of the bar by collecting funds from senior members of the bar. And after 2 tough years, when the situation became normal, had organized badminton, tennis and cricket tournament for members. Since SCBA could not provide lockers to young members from last so many years, it was a conscious decision of the EC to place order for lockers. After having practiced in this court for last 18 years and having been Joint Secretary for 3 terms, and with your continuous support, has encouraged me to contest for Honorary Secretary SCBA this year. My agenda, if elected as Honorary Secretary SCBA, would be as follows. Chambers are lying vacant in Pragati Maidan, so allotment of chambers near Pragati Maidan would be done at the earliest, preferably within 2 to 3 months, as the draft seniority list for chamber allotment has already been prepared. There is already 0.5 acre land allotted to Supreme Court near ITO, so would pursue construction of chambers there at the earliest so that more members can be accommodated for chambers. There is still shortage of chambers and parking space, so would pursue with the competent authority to shift ILI and ISL to some other place so that the place can be utilized for construction of chambers and underground parking, so that the problem of parking can also be solved. Also, parking in Pragati Maidan chamber block to be opened at the earliest. I would ensure that there is no change in court practice procedure is made without prior consultation with the bar, and to ensure active participation of the bar before any circular is issued by the registry. Elevation of members of SCBA practicing in Supreme Court to different high courts as high court judges is an important issue which needs to be taken up. To provide life and medical insurance policies and reduce premiums. There are issues related to registry regarding numbering of matter and listing of matters. Some category of matters don't get listed for months. We all are aware of that. We try to streamline issues of registry related to filing and listing of matters. All categories of matters be numbered and verified at the earliest and thereafter listed at the earliest. To pursue for allotment of land for construction of flats for SCBA members in Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, in line with Supreme Tower and Supreme Enclave, as the SCB already has a registered housing society. Being the apex power of the country, the library needs to be upgraded with latest books and digitalized also. To work towards setting up a hospital within court premises like Delhi High Court for quick and easy access to medical facilities, including lab tests for members of bar and family members and staff. To have open house meetings on regular intervals to enable members to come forward with their suggestion in respect of functioning of SCBA. To have lecture series by senior advocates and other seniors in the profession on legal topics for benefit of younger members of the bar. I would try to have publication of SCBA magazine where members can contribute articles and the activities of SCBA can be shared with the members of the bar. To ensure high-speed Wi-Fi broadband in chambers and court premises. I would also ensure placement of younger members of the bar with senior members, as the younger members have suffered a lot during last 2 years. To organize cultural and sport activities on regular basis to promote feeling of fraternity among members of the bar. Last but not the least, I'll always be. Thank you everyone. I look forward to your vote and support.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kaushik. Mr. Manish Kumar.
Good evening, everyone. Respected seniors and colleagues, I, Manish Kumar, have been an active practitioner in this bar for the last 17 years. While I never fought election, but actively campaigned for many seniors and my friends who contested elections in different years. However, post-COVID-19, my perception has changed and I have decided to serve the bar, which gave me everything: recognition, platform to learn and earn my livelihood. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to all the senior members and the colleagues who have come forward to help the members by generously donating in the bar, which catered the interest of various members. I will request members to come forward and maintain the same spirit so that in any adverse situation the bar shall be capable to look forward for the interest of its members. My agendas are COVID-19, its impact on members, reforms, insurance policy, co-pay, chamber allotment, possession, escalating the minutes of meeting of 18 February 2022. Sudden listing of cases announced at late hours, causing grave prejudice to many members. That needs to be considered. Urgent listing, separate counters for urgent listing and reforms in consultation with the Honorable Chief Justice. Better facility for senior members and injured persons who are unable to reach the courts on time. Canteen allotment, consideration to allot former bar members' family who lost life during COVID-19 or under some exigencies. Setting up more cubicles and common rooms. Emergency clinic with basic facilities like ICU within the Supreme Court premises. SCBA housing welfare. Friends, this is a topic which I have come across with many members, like Supreme Court, Supreme Towers. The members are facing many challenges. So that is one of the concerns which we need to address, because those members, they are facing water shortage and other electricity related issue. So when we cater such a need, we need to address this also. And of course for the future construction. Preparation towards the 75th glorious years of SCBA, which was set up in 1951, and 2026 will be our 75th year. So we want to have this function as a glorious moment for the bar. Annual SCBA celebration on every 4th May, that is the first EC meeting which was held in 1951. So that makes us a memorable day, and we must celebrate that annual day. Annual magazine for SCBA, maximum utilization of the subcommittees, fitness center, yoga camp and health checkup on regular basis. Resolution of proximity card issue and SCBA card issue, which causes great inconvenience to the members to enter into the courtrooms. Exploring better opportunities for young members and their placement with the seniors and the respected colleagues. List of arbitrators and court commissioners from the bar to be circulated to the CJI Secretariat. Shall request CJI Secretariat to share notes prepared by the law clerk for better assistance by the members, because every chief judge has 4 law clerks assigned with them, and they are the one preparing notes for miscellaneous and regular matters. So if we members are shared those notes, definitely it will be making our job and the judge's job easy. 24/7 availability. Divorce the fact whether I am elected or not, I will always be there for the bar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we will have Mr. Ardhendu Mali Prasad for the post of secretary. The next candidate.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected chairman and members of the election committee, respected seniors, my fellow colleagues at the bar and dear friends. With the blessings of all of you, I once again present my candidature for the post of Secretary of the Supreme Court Bar Association. In the last year, we all faced very difficult times and insurmountable challenges. We lost many of our esteemed colleagues to COVID, and I pay my heartfelt tribute to the departed souls. Before I go further on my agenda for the coming year, I must inform all of you of the work done by us in the present committee. Being in the position of the Secretary of the Bar, I had the responsibility of conceptualizing and ensuring that various initiatives undertaken by the Executive Committee were smoothly implemented. Without the support of the members of the committee and their wholehearted participation in the implementation of the said initiatives, it would have been an impossible task. Every member of the Executive Committee effectively executed the task assigned to them in the spirit of cooperation and selfless service. I take great pride in the fact that we worked in a cohesive spirit for the greater common good of our members. The vaccination drive undertaken under the aegis of the SCBA made COVID vaccines available to our members, their family and staff. We also constituted a special subcommittee for coordinating with the registry to ensure that the issues with respect to virtual hearings, e-filings and listing of matters in courts were taken up to the relevant authorities and the said issues were sorted out at the earliest. The bar collectively came forward for financially assisting our members, and I thank our seniors and colleagues who generously contributed for the said cause. As promised by me of financial accountability, each and every penny was disbursed to the applicants in a fair and transparent manner after prior approval of the Finance Subcommittee. The wholehearted participation of the members in the sports events is a testimony of the feeling of fraternity amongst us and how much we missed beating each other during the lockdown period. As promised by me last year, we have ordered 900 lockers for our members to be installed in the Supreme Court premises, and an ICU ambulance has been stationed near the dispensary for any medical emergency. We have installed 2 heavy-duty printers and have also installed 8 new air conditioners in Library 1, Library 4 and the consultation room in the MC Setalwad chamber block. The infrastructure in the libraries has been revamped and the audit of all the libraries has been undertaken after a period of 15 years. As Secretary of the Bar, I saw the difficulties faced by most of our members due to inadequate infrastructural facilities. It prompted me to file a writ petition seeking consideration and implementation of our right to practice with dignity by redeveloping the government land adjoining the Supreme Court for construction of a judicial vista with new court complex and multi-storied chamber block, consultation rooms, dedicated waiting lounge for seniors and lady advocates, health infrastructure, underground parking, creche and other infrastructural facilities. I assure you all of taking the matter to its logical end, which will make this institution and the bar self-sufficient for another 150 years. Friends, things have improved now and we are back to the normal functioning of the courts. When I think of the last year in retrospect, I see a silver lining in the dark days gone by. Though a lot of work has been accomplished, a lot more remains to be achieved. I propose to utilize my experience gained in the last year to resolve the various issues faced by our members. Since I believe in promising only what I can deliver, if re-elected to the post of Secretary, I propose to undertake the following initiatives with earnestness. Allotment of chambers in the additional court complex block at the earliest, creation of a corpus fund for subsidized life and health insurance for our members and their family, smoothing of the process of filing, verification and listing of the matters, creation of additional computer research facility with free access to legal software, upgradation of the canteen facilities in the entire premises, including the chambers block, and providing additional charging points for laptops and other electronic items. I am aware that this list is only illustrative and not exhaustive. Many new and useful initiatives will have to be undertaken for the benefit of our members. I am fully conscious that this will be possible only if we stand united and collectively face the challenges. Our strength lies in our unity and cooperation. In my last tenure as Secretary, it was my constant endeavor to see to it that the Executive Committee worked in the spirit of fraternity, and the said effort has borne such fantastic result, which is for all of us to see. I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to express my views today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad. Rajiv Kumar Srivastav is the next candidate for the post of Secretary. In fact, the last candidate. Oh, there.
The respected Chairman, sir, distinguished member of the Election Committee, my dear friends, colleagues, sister and brother. First of all, I will give my tribute to all our respected members who left us in this pandemic. Thanks, ma'am. Without senior support, I will not be here today. And thanks to Almighty and all the most respected seniors who give me an opportunity to stand here and learn so many things. I am here as a candidate for the post of Honorary Secretary with my Super 30 action plan, which I am read in very few 2 minutes. Chambers to all, new library, bigger SCBA room, बहुत छोटा है. Financial scheme for juniors and pension for the members who have completed 50 years in this bar. better parking facilities, e-vehicle सेवा. कई बार चलने में यहाँ से वहाँ बहुत तकलीफ होती है सीनियर्स को. Updated library, build our own SCBA playground, best medical facilities, absolutely free consultation room for 2 hours, उसके बाद chargeable होगा. To improve good and close relation between bar and bench, I will raise voice and demand from central government and the Chief Justice of India for the protection of advocate bill and rules. I will strengthening the bar by improving and increasing the preamble's first sentence, that is, we the people of India. We do promotion of employee of SCBA, they are working hard. And also I reintroduce and introduce the award for them annually. For female member, I will make a new lady bar in new building near Supreme Court metro station. And our new bar will work 24/7. I will provide permanent place for function for 15th August, 26th Jan and farewell parties. क्योंकि unnecessarily खर्चा करने क्या फायदा है? I will call weekly suggestion from our SCBA member. I will install big RO water plant and in the air purifier, and I will store the sufficient oxygen cylinder. You know कि कितनी बड़ी दिक्कत है. Pandemic is not over. Yes. So, and also firefighting system. I will necessary. Kindly see my page number 4, where a bird pigeon sitting on the head of statue of Bapuji and pigeon dropping. I want to cover that by a transparent glass. It is very necessary, I think. And on this, and most importantly, I will provide temporary shade for the purpose to protect from the heat wave and the rain when we started from that deep gate to building. यही सर बहुत बढ़िया सी 1 मिनट है. अच्छा, अरे इतने तो चीते की चाल, बाज की नजर, श्रीवास्तव राजी की कलम पे कभी संदेह नहीं करना. ये दुनिया है, यहाँ तारे कफन भी छीन लेते हैं. सर शायरी का गहराई देखिए जरा. ये दुनिया है, यहाँ तारे भी कफन छीन लेते हैं. मुसाफिर थक के सोए हैं, मजारों जागते रहना. यही मियाने हैं, मियाने तरीका, यही मियाने तिजारत है. तो कल का ताजिर व्यापारी बर्फ के बाट लिए बर्फ के बाट लिए धूप में बैठा होगा. अब फॉर ये बहुत स्पेशल फॉर आवर सिस्टर्स एंड लेडीज मेंबर्स. तू आरती की लो नहीं, तू क्रोध की मसाल है. तू आरती की लो नहीं, तू क्रोध की मसाल है. तू खुद की खोज में निकल. तू किस लिए हताश है, तू किस लिए हताश है. तेरे वजूद की तो
I'm afraid we have to be neutral in our application for time. Thanks, Cassidy. कभी और. Thank you, everybody. अभी time out. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Srivastava. बहुत बढ़िया शेर थी. दोनों शेर बहुत बढ़िया है. ए भास्कर, there's a Passover system here now, so Mr. भास्कर, अगर आप अभी आ गए तो आ जाइए, नहीं तो मैटर डिसमिस इन डिफॉल्ट हो जाएगा, फिर देख लीजिएगा. All right, adjourned. He's right. अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ. Public debate is not a must for still standing as a candidate. Very well. So Mr. Bhaskar is not here. We now go on and move to the president. We have for the presidential candidate the first candidate who's numbered according to the voters list, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, for the post of president. The same rules apply. 4 minutes single bell and 5 minutes time out. शेरो शायरी भी बाद में हो जाएगी.
Good evening, friends. I'm happy to see all of you here in this sweltering heat to hear us, and thank you for being here. Well, I will not take so much time as even 5 minutes as has been allotted to me. I joined the bar here in 1980 with Pinky Anand. and it's been going to be 42 years here in the Supreme Court alone. I became an advocate on record in '85. I founded the Advocate on Record Association along with 6 other colleagues, 2 of whom are dead now, unfortunately, and went on to represent the SCBA for several years as secretary, joint secretary, treasurer, etc., till I was designated in 2000 as the senior advocate by the Supreme Court. Then I was Solicitor General from 2014 to 2017 for 3.5 years approximately. So that I wanted to give as an introduction, because most people are telling against me that I am inaccessible and therefore I am not a good candidate. I just want to say, to be doing work and being busy in this court by practicing law, a person does not become inaccessible. All of us come here to practice law first, and our very existence in this bar is because we are lawyers first, not because that we have to be accessible without being practicing lawyers. So therefore, that is something I wanted to make clear. Whatever responsibility has ever been given to me, I have done it to the best of my ability and satisfaction of all, be it the SCBA or be it the Solicitor General. And I assure you that I will be holding this post for doing the best according to what the standards are. Now, moving on, I just want to say that a very contentious issue which is pending for 3 years is the allotment of chambers, which are getting degraded every year because they are not being allotted and it's not being occupied. So that is something I propose to resolve before the 20th of May, when the court closes for summer vacation this year, so that all allottees will have their chambers and they can construct their chambers during the 7-week vacation. Secondly, construction of new chambers, which ought to have been done, will start during the period that we have in the tenure that we have. Thirdly, insofar as those who cannot be accommodated, they will also be accommodated for the purpose through cubicles or otherwise. An e-library with 30 desks minimum will be provided for junior members of the bar to access journals and access their files with printing facility. A state-of-the-art medical facility will be provided. And also, importantly about the insurance, we are looking at an individual insurance, but the insurance should be life plus medical, with medical for immediate family, and also our registered clerks, who are our backbone for our whole system. So they must be also given insurance, and cards must be provided to them. And lastly but not the least is the fact that we need to provide, all of us come from outside Delhi to be here and practice here. So therefore we need homes in the NC.
Thank you, Mr. Ranjit Kumar. We have now Mr. Vikas Singh for the post of President.
Chairman of the Election Committee and other members of the Election Committee, my friends assembled here today. Last year has been a very difficult year. We've lost a lot of our members in this COVID pandemic, and the Supreme Court is not the same ever again. Physical reopening was a very important issue for us, and this is one unique court where lawyers come to brief lawyers. If the lawyers are it's available for them to appear from outside, then those lawyers will definitely not come to brief lawyers in Supreme Court, and accordingly the work of this court will go outside this court. We lawyers come and settle here
leave our household, leave the comforts of our home estate, take houses on rent and stay here, and to be suddenly without work, without any social security, without any family backing, becomes a very difficult task. So this physical reopening is a very important point, and I personally feel that if at all virtual hearing is to be accepted, it has to be accepted only on reciprocity, when our lawyers also can practice in the entire country. It can't be that a lawyer from Chennai or Patna or Bombay practices in our court, whereas we are not able to practice outside. As far as the chamber allotment is concerned, the issue is already sorted. It's just a matter of routine, where hopefully this allotment should be issued out in any day from now. There is a problem which I saw in the Supreme Court rules. There is, in the AR exam system, there is a exemption granted to the Bombay Law Society people who need not take the AR exam. I personally feel that an amendment should be made to the Supreme Court rules, that lawyers practicing in this court for 10 years and who have been members of this SCBA and who have been doing physical appearances should be exempted also, because to expect people to pass an exam after 10 years can be very difficult. As far as listing and mentioning of matters is concerned, again, it's in a very high priority, because for the first time in the history of this court, I'm seeing that matters numbered the same day, some are getting listed and some are not getting listed. And the lawyers whose matters are not getting listed cut a very sorry figure with their client, because they are not able to justify how the other lawyer's matter gets listed. So this is something which is very important. This has to be taken up on a very, very important. I've been taking it up earlier also. As far as the social security is concerned, we've been trying for a lawyer welfare stamp. Hopefully we should have it this year. There has been deliberation on that. If that comes, then we'll be able to provide medical insurance, etc. for them. There is a community center that we are proposing very soon, because we have some money lying in our account of the central government, which I wanted to get converted into a COVID grant. They said, no, it can't be given to a COVID grant, but it can be given to a capital expenditure by the SCBA. So we are very hopeful that very soon we'll get some land where we'll be able to build a club or a community center for our members, where they can enjoy the facilities and have their marriages, etc. I will beseech all of you to elect a very strong EC to ensure that none of our office bearers weaken the attempt of the EC in getting our important decisions implemented. We have had a very poor experience last year. Even our elevation was a non-starter, only for this reason that leakage of that name which happened actually was the real reason why the list could not be taken to its logical end. And I hope and trust that if you will give me a strong EC of at least office bearers who are regularly practicing in this court, I will be able to do much more than what I did in my last term. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Singh. The last candidate for the day, Mr. Neeraj Srivastav, for the post of President.
जिसने मरना सीख लिया है, जीने का अधिकार उसी को, जो कांटों के पथ पर चलकर आया, फूलों का उपहार उसी को। इसके साथ ही मैं सभी इलेक्शन कमीशन के पदाधिकारियों एवं सभी साथियों को शांति वंदन करता हूं। अब मैं अपने मैनिफेस्टो पे आता हूं। सबसे पहले लॉकर, क्यूबिकल, चैम्बर एंड रेस्ट हाउस, सस्ते रेस्ट हाउस जो बाहर से लोहार आते हैं उनको लिए, ये सब प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा और जल्दी से जल्दी अलॉटेड पर्सन्स को अलॉटमेंट लेटर दिया जाएगा। इसके साथ ही एक कॉर्पस तैयार किया जाएगा जो कठिनाई के दिनों में लोगों की हेल्प कर सके, भीख न दे बल्कि उनको प्राउडफुली विदाउट इंटरेस्ट 1 साल 1.5 साल के लिए लोन के रूप में देके उसकी रिकवरी हो सकती है। इसके अलावा जो ये होता है, क्या बोलते हैं, कॉर्पस के साथ ही साथ जो अन्य कठिनाइयां हैं, मेडिकल की फैसिलिटी दी जाएगी और रेस्ट हाउस वगैरह बनाए जाएंगे, और जो खेल के जगह स्थान हैं और खेलों को इंक्लूड किया जाएगा, और अपना एक विशाल ग्राउंड बनाया जाएगा जहां पे इंडोर और आउटडोर गेम्स होंगे। इसके अलावा ये खाली कह नहीं रहा हूं, अगर आ गया तो करके दिखाऊंगा। और इसके अलावा मैं कुछ चीज़ें ट्रांसपेरेंसी पूरी रखूंगा, और डिग्निटी ऑफ लॉयर जो लगभग खत्म हो चुकी है उसको फिर से रेस्टोर कराऊंगा। अंत में 2 लाइनें कहता हूं, इससे ज़्यादा खुश नहीं। जीना तो है उसी का जिसने ये राज जाना, है काम आदमी का आदमी के औरों के काम आना। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू वेरी मच मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव। आउट ऑफ ऑल द कैंडिडेट्स इनकी शायरी खत्म हो गई थी, कम से कम ये कह सकते हैं। So everybody should be satisfied with that. So we are done with the public debate today, and thank you everybody for participating and being so active. Mr. Bhaskar, we've announced twice over, but just for the sake of caution, for the last time, Mr. Bhaskar, if you're here, वैसे उनको फोन भी किया था लेकिन उन्होंने फोन रिसीव नहीं किया, and he's not been found here. We've done all the necessary searches. Just 2 small announcements for tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning, the candidates or their representatives will report at the library number 1 for the sealing of ballot boxes, please. So please, candidates, everybody note that this should be the position. It will be also circulated, but nonetheless, we thought we would advise you today itself. Tomorrow, for purposes of elections, as you know that all campaigning stops now, as the end of the debate has come, on Tuesday, the 26th of April 2022, and there shall be no campaigning in any form, either by direct or by way of SMSs. As far as the voters are concerned tomorrow, they must be in possession of identity card and produce the same at the time of issue of ballot paper and whenever required by the polling personnel. Crowding and or oral request by the agent, supporter or the candidate, of course, on the date of polling is strictly prohibited in the entire Supreme Court premises. The candidate and or the agent or the supporter shall not impede or obstruct in any manner the entry points of the Supreme Court premises, both the main gate and the security barrier. Anybody found in violation, any candidate or his or her agent, violating these guidelines and the model code of conduct will be rendered liable for disqualification. As such, we hope good luck to everybody tomorrow. Let the elections go on in full speed and let everybody have their choice of the elected representatives to perform. I'll just make one small comment. It is indeed interesting to hear the public debate. We did have everybody focusing on what? The welfare of the lawyers. So thank you very much, everybody, and may the best man win. In this game, there's no lady in this post of President and Secretary, so we will leave it at that. Thank you, everybody. Good day and good luck to everybody.
इतनी जगह आगे खड़ा हो गया ये फ्रेम था ये लाइव है यूट्यूब लाइव फाइल इनसे लिंक मिल जाएगा आपको लास्ट वाले भैया पे लास्ट वाले SCBA वाले पे फेसबुक पेज पे तो आएगा ही ना हाँ शायद हाँ एक कंफर्म कर लीजिए इनसे